Hey, I have 500 LinkedIn connections on LinkedIn. That's a very minor accomplishment, but it's a big one. Nonetheless, I really wanted to get that done before I turned 19. I don't know. I got LinkedIn. I started using LinkedIn like 2 years ago just to have like a profile, I think with like some job thing or whatever. And then I started really using it in college. And then at first, when I was really using it, I thought it was like it felt very fake and it felt very I don't know, it just felt very funny. I think a lot of people post stuff and it felt just more for the sake of posting and trying to show people like you're actually doing stuff with your life. But despite that, I still don't like it that much. But I do find it very helpful in the sense like if you want to like get career motivation just to lock in, it's really cool to use. And now I have 500 LinkedIn connections, so I feel good. I know it's not the best thing to say, but I think it does make me, I won't say better than everyone else, but I do think it's a cool accomplishment. I think it's just nice, um, because it has like the 500 plus number. I know like every time I go to my profile now, I just feel better now because I have like, because I don't, as far as I know, it doesn't show anything. There's no number. It shows beside above 500, which is really interesting. So it's kind of cool. I've peaked it, and I technically have exactly 500 LinkedIn connections, but it doesn't matter to anyone else because I can have 1,000, I can have 2,000, as far as anyone else knows. Um, but yeah, it makes me really happy to have 500 LinkedIn connections. I do think it's a cool thing. Um, I think a lot of it really just comes from being a university student because it refers you to a lot of your peers in the university and just like professors, students, people like that. I also think going to the NSB conference also helps with that. I think the problem with the biggest factors is um, was I post every now and then for LinkedIn. I think it's always a cool way just to show people what I'm doing. So like if you're a recruiter, if you know some, if like you're a recruiter and you see like a couple of my posts, and like there's no role that you could have in mind currently that fits me. But like later on, like a couple months down, it's like, oh dang, I know someone who actually is really interested in like this AI education, retrieval augmented generation, whatever field, and I think it'll be great for the role. Then they can contact me. I think it's just something really, really cool. I think another aspect is like taking that, but I know at career fairs, I connect with a lot of the recruiters there, and it means like there's that like that one transaction of like you give them your resume and you talk to them for a bit. But I also think having a LinkedIn where I post a lot keeps me like at the forefront of their mind. I don't know how true that is, but I just think it's something that helps a lot. So I know I had like a Nesby. I met like this research company. It wasn't U.S. Standards Engagement, but it was another one. I met them at like the Nesby annual convention at the career fair, and they were talking about research. But I didn't get to mention my. I didn't get to mention I was going to the National Conference of Undergraduate Research. I got a post on LinkedIn, so I'm hoping for some of my Great Gatsby effect where like that recruiter sees that I went to the National Conference of Undergraduate Research, and it's like, oh dang, he did that. Then like next year, they reach out to me. That's probably not gonna happen, but who knows? I'm just really happy though. I think it's a really, really cool thing. I did joke that it does make me feel better than everyone else, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just cool to see, like, because when you start off on LinkedIn, it's like people with 500 plus connections. It's like, oh, dang, that looks cool. And I have that. It's like, it doesn't change much. What I do think, I want to post more frequently on LinkedIn. I don't want it to be another outlet like this per se, but I want it to, exactly like this. Let me say that, but I wanted to more so just be like, okay, I know I post a lot of my accomplishments, but maybe like let me, if I notice there's a trend going, like let's say retrieval augmented generation, I could talk about. I know I saw something about like language. Oh shoot, language context. No, shoot, it was like language context models. It was like, or is it language con? Yeah, language concept models. I saw like an IBM video about that. Couldn't really wrap my head around it. Seems interesting though. But maybe like maybe that could be something that's up and coming. I could like say, okay, hey, if you're similar to me, like maybe this is something you want to look into. I think just overall, just like being able to like push people in the right direction, they push me in the right direction. It's really cool. I think as a person, I just kind of like seeing the best out of everyone. I think it's really awesome. So like sometimes if I know there's an opportunity where I'm not particularly interested, but I know a friend or just someone who I've talked to, um, might do really well on that opportunity. I always like to I say, hey, check this out. 'Cause I think it's really cool just to like, I don't know, it's not even like some like, oh I want I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's just cool to see everyone 100%. I think that's something I'm really grateful for in my personality, and just my mindset in general. So even though I'm a very competitive person, I always just love competing with everyone and just enjoying with everyone at 100%. I don't think competition is a thing where you lose per se. I think competition is, I don't focus on the losing aspect of competition. I think I focus more on the winning aspect of competition. And once you focus on the winning aspect of competition, I think everyone can win. And that's something that may take some time to wrap your head around, but I think it's a great mentality in my opinion. But yes, I think what I want to do with LinkedIn, just to reiterate, is more so just try and post my thoughts on more up and coming trends, promote people, get some more followers. Even though I don't read a lot of LinkedIn posts because a lot of them are really, really long, I feel like a lot of them sometimes can be very showboaty and not genuine. I do read one every once in a while. I always do think it's an interesting perspective and it does influence, like, oh, maybe I start think about this more, or maybe I actually look into this. I want to be that for other people. I think it's cool. I also do want to try that. I've been talking about this for like the longest time now, even since I started Project First, but just being more technical. Obviously, still doing more leadership stuff. I think with this SGB role, there's a lot of leadership role I still have left, which is awesome. Because I think with Hall Council, I'm happy with the experience there, but I think those also showed me like there's a whole new horizon of like leadership experience and just skills and mentality I have to reach just to better the craft, I guess, or better the skill. So still obviously try and look more into leadership, but also just like really go like crazy with the technical stuff, especially on research. I think research is a really, really under-tapped field. I think research opens the gateway to a lot of places in life. And it's like if you want to do a startup, research is still a great way because like you become more technical, changes the way you think. If you want to go into, I have nothing else. I have no other examples, but I just think having research skills, just like the mentality you need to approach research, I think helps you out in so many areas of life. Especially like let's say you're arguing with people, like that's just an easy way. Like if you're arguing with people, you can do the research to prove you're right. Feels very petty, but I think it's very helpful when you need it. And just a really fun thing. I think research often can seem like it's very like, oh, you look at books all day and it's just like you're not doing much, but it's like really cool just to learn. And there's a lot of like mundane stuff, I will agree. Like sometimes just doing like the most random stuff. I know for like my thing, I have to like just edit some PDFs, and for my job at least, I have to like edit some PDFs to do some anonymization stuff. And it's like I feel like it doesn't feel like very research like, but it's those small things, I guess. And you also pick up new skills through that, which is also awesome. But yeah, 500 connections on LinkedIn. Gonna post more technical stuff and leadership stuff, but just try and post more trends and like stuff I've noticed that I think other people should check out. But yeah, maybe even some game development stuff. I'd really love to see more people in the game development space, especially. I think that has a great potential intersection with education, especially as you're seeing the gamifying of learning. You can say that for stuff like Khan Academy and Duolingo and many more apps that I don't know. So I would really love to see like more game developers. I would really love to see that be an industry that's booming. I think the virtual reality, I know it has like some other term now, like spatial reality, something. I think virtual reality is much cooler. That's a field I want. I want to see it blow up in the best way possible. Not even because I really like virtual reality. I have my MetaQuest 2 and it's cool, but just because I feel like I have such dedicated fans that like it'll be really great for them if it does blow up. I do think it's very cool. I just think I don't even think it's a term of means of accessibility. It's just that there's not a lot to do when you have virtual reality. Like I know I have my MetaQuest 2 and there's only so many games, and I don't feel like paying $70 to try a new game that I can only play for like 2 hours without taking off the headset. But yeah, maybe just like do a LinkedIn post about that and just see what comes of it. Maybe someone reaches out to me and say, hey, I've actually been thinking about this. Check out this new resource, blah blah blah. So that's kind of the idea I'm going for. And just it's a cool little accomplishment always just to have. So when I open my LinkedIn profile, I'm like, oh dang, 500 plus connections. But besides that, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.